Good morning, good afternoon. I'm Mr. Gichimo, a primary teacher from Mikeo Primary in Kipipiri Sub-County. I also assisted in training about TPAD, filing TPAD. I'm also taking another course in INSET that is ongoing. Now, I have found out that so many teachers are being scammed by some people who are alleging themselves to be assisting them by requesting for their personal details, of which TSC currently is ensuring that every teacher can be able to use laptops, phones, to use Google and other simple or basics online operations. So that they can be able to eliminate this kind of scamming that is always happening due to the cybersecurity. Now, when you are trying to activate your email, because TSC has gone a step ahead, trying to ensure that they are using what we call IT communication, that you can be able to reach individual teacher and try to minimize costs of sending correspondence through the post office, which is by using online is time efficiency. Now they are trying to request teachers, and if we have deadline by the end of this month, they are requesting teachers to activate their account. It can be a challenge if it is your first time, but this video will assist you very much. So the first thing that you are supposed to do is to recognize the browser that you have, whether you are using Edge, that is for Microsoft, whether you are using Chrome, some others using Opera, there are some others that use Firefox and whatever. But in this case, I prefer using Google Chrome. So you open your browser. Once you open your browser, if you don't know the address, you can search. Google gives you an opportunity to search. You can write, for example, you can either search from here or from here. Then this is address bar or the search bar. You can use whichever. Now you want to go to TSC online. Just type that, TSC online, and then you enter. Then you are going to get so many lists there. You are interested with the first one. I want to recommend you to use the first one here for the reason that I'm going to explain later. Then you go to the first one, this one here, and then if you go to that one, you see something that will happen. Look at this. That's why I would like you, maybe I would recommend you to use the first one. Don't use the shortcuts, so that you can be able to get the updates that are being posted by the TSC. They always appear when you're trying to log in. Then from there you go to this one, online services. You have TSC Online TPay. If you want to open payslip, you can open payslip from there. TPAD, if you want to file your TPAD. This is for human resource management system for teachers. If you are requesting for transfer as a teacher, this one. If you are head of institution, you want to approve or to validate or to comment to any transfer that has been filed from your school by any teacher from your school, you go to this one. If you want to comment on any transfer applied by a teacher in your school, you go to this one. This one is for secretariat in the TSC. If you want to update your profile, this one. And this is where now you are interested with teachers email activation. You just click there, and then you will be requested to enter your TSC number. Enter your TSC number. Remember, we're not supposed to give you credentials. That is TSC number. You enter your TSC number. You are supposed to enter your ID number. Once you enter your ID number, then you'll be requested to verify. Once we verify, another page will appear after this. After this page, I don't want to write my ID number here because my ID number acts now as the security. Someone can be knowing my TSC number, but it's very difficult to know my ID number. So once we verify, after entering your ID number, another page will come where you are supposed to enter your phone number for you to be able to get a message from your phone. You get a code into a phone. Once you enter that code, then the system, if the phone is verified, then the system will generate an email for you. To generate an email, this email will look something like this. Let me try to the email. If your names are John Kamau, John Omondi Kamau, just try to get the word here, Omondi, John Omondi Kamau. Then your email will be John Omondi Okay, these are your names, John Omondi Kamau. This is your TSC number. TSC number. This is now the email will be generated as the first two names, John Omondi, plus the last two digits of your TSC number, and then at mwalimu.tsc.go.ke. That is John Omondi, the first names of your name as they appear on your payslip. Then the last two digits, 67, the names of the digits of your last TSC number, and then at mwalimu.tsc.go.ke. That's how the email should look like. But you cannot create this one. It must be first generated. It must be generated first. There's no shortcut. You have to generate that from the TSC system, online system, and the system is friendly user. The users, the customer's user face is very friendly and very interactive and very easy to use. So once that one password email is generated, it will be generated with a default password. There's a password that will be also be generated. An email will be generated. For example, you have seen in this case, our email, as I have indicated here, is johnomondi67@mwalimu.tsc.go.ke. That is our email. And then the same times, a default password, the first time login password will be generated. Once it is generated, there is a place where you can copy. There will be a button at the end of here where you can copy. If you press it, it will be copied. Another one here also, if you press it, it will be copied. If you start by copying the email first, then you go back to your browser and then you type Office 365. You can even write the email somewhere and the password somewhere. You go to Office 365, then you go to the first one, login, then sign in. Supposed to go to sign in, but in this case, because my email is here, I can try to use another one. For example, that way you come to this one and email or phone number. Now you enter your email. For example, if I can use mine, Peter Chimo, the last digits of my TSC number at mwalimu.tsc.go.ke. And it is very easy. You only need to master your first name and the second name as in the payslip, and then the last two digits of your TSC number, just like that. Then the rest is the same at mwalimu.tsc.go.ke. So if you can be able to recall your first name and the second name and the last two digits of your TSC number, then the next is at gmail.tsc.go.ke. Then you go to next, then you enter your password, the default password. You enter your default password. Once you enter your default password, but for me it is not a default password, but for you, if you enter the default password, you'll be signed in, and then you'll be requested to change your password to a new password. To change your password to a new password, you are supposed to use the you are supposed to use the default password, and then you enter new password. You can see now I have just logged in my email. This is the email to look like this with all this. Maybe later on I shall post a video on how to use this one. This is how we do it. But remember, your default password is very important. Copy it correctly. When you are signing in, use it. And then when you are changing the password, it will be the old password. That default password now that will be being generated by the system will now be the old password. Then the new password, you write your own password that you can easily remember, and then you repeat it. You repeat your new password that you can easily remember, and then you save it, or you say okay to be saved. That is how we activate an email. Thank you and have a good day.